Hello everyone. I'm very glad to meet you again with one more lecture. I must be thankful to you for encouraging me with your help and support by watching my videos. So I got a good response for my previous videos, and I must be thankful for that. And with that encouragement, I've come up with one more lecture, and this lecture is the continuation of my previous lecture. So before going to the lecture, let me introduce myself. My name is Paul. I am an assistant professor of English and also soft skills trainer at Career Development Center, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Dundigal, Hyderabad. Let's move on to the next one. This is very important. The seventh process of word formation is conversion, which is in another word can be called as zero derivation, right? It can be called in either way, right? Conversion or zero derivation. So what is this conversion or zero derivation, by the way? Look at the meaning I mentioned there. Conversion or zero derivation. I put a picture there, you can understand. So we do not add anything with that word, either no prefixes or suffixes or anything, right? So look at the meaning of conversion. What is conversion? Conversion refers to the process of changing or converting the class of words without changing its form. So no change in spelling. The word will be like that, but we can use the same word with different meaning. So if you observe the word, we will look at more about this thing with the examples. Let us look at one more meaning. Conversion refers to the process of changing or converting the class of a word without changing is more or less same, right? So conversion or zero derivation means we use the same word with different meaning in different contexts, right? Sometimes even no change in pronunciation also. No change at all in spelling. Same spelled word is used with different meaning in different contexts. Let us understand this with the example. Now look at the word email. Very familiar word to you all, right? So if you take this as an example, it can be used as noun as well as a verb. For example, can you send a mail to me on this topic? So there, the word mail is used as a noun, right? For example, I sent a mail to you yesterday regarding the job process. There, in this example, I sent a mail to you. In this example, the word email is used as a noun, and you can use the same thing as an verb also. I emailed all the documents to you. I emailed all the documents to you yesterday. I emailed all the documents. Here, email is used as a verb. Now, let us understand this zero derivation with more example. Look at the word ink. It can be used as a noun, and you know that ink means a color liquid which can be used to write, for writing or printing. Ink, right? So you find ink in your pens, right? and you use ink for painting or so many other things. That's one meaning. We, there the word ink is used as a noun. Ink means a liquid which can be used to write or for painting. And the other meaning, ink, ink as a verb, means agreement in official or legal. Ink means an agreement if you use that as a verb. If you use ink as a noun, which means a liquid which can be used to write or to paint. If you use ink as a verb, it means that it's an agreement. Normally use this word in the legal negotiations. Let's look at the example. The two parties have inked a deal. A deal. Here I used inked, right? Ink as a verb, I use past tense verb for this. Inked. Here ink means agreement. The two parties have come to an agreement on a deal. The two parties have agreed a deal. Here inked means agreement as a verb. So no change in spelling. We did not, right, change the spelling of the word. Same word can be used as a noun or as a verb, right? But now you would find one meaning when you use as a noun. If you use ink as a noun, it means a liquid which is used for painting. If you use ink as a verb, which means an agreement. Let's look at more example for easy understanding. Now look at the example. Object. You know that as a noun, you know object means a thing, a material thing. It's an object, right? So pen is an object, and what I'm writing something on the object which is used for writing to show you on the screen. Object means a material thing that can be seen or touched, right? He was dragging a large object. Here I used object as a noun, right? Same word, object, right? And look at the word object, how it is used as a verb. Object. Here object, which is as a verb, means say something to express one's opposition to or disagreement with sometimes, some people object my explanation, right? Here if you use object as a verb, it means disagreeing or opposing. Look at the examples here. I used here. Residents object to the volume of traffic, or residents object to the volume of the loudspeaker. So object can be used as a noun or as a verb. If you use object as a noun, which means a thing, a material thing which can be seen or touched. If you use object as a verb, which means oppose or reject or say something against, right? So now you know this water is a noun, right? Give me some water. Here water is used as a noun. And if you can also use that as a verb. How? You must water the plants daily, otherwise they would die. You must water. Here the water is used as a verb, watering the plants. Some people make it as a habit. What is that? Watering the plants daily, right? If you do not water the plants, they may die. So there I used water as a verb, right? And in the first example I used water as a noun. This is another example for zero derivation. We are not deriving new words. We are not creating new words. but we are using the same word with different meaning. Only change is the part of speech. So as a noun it gives one meaning, as a verb it gives another meaning, right? Now walk. Let's have a walk around the college. Here I used walk as a noun, right? Look at the second sentence, how the word walk is used as a verb. He can easily walk to the college. Here in the second example, it is used as a verb, right? Now bank. Everyone familiar with this bank, right? So here bank can be used as a noun and also as a verb. I need to go to the bank at lunchtime. Here the bank means where we deposit and withdraw money. A bank is a place where money transactions take place. That is a noun. That's the meaning of noun. But you can also use that word as a verb. How? Look at the second example. I used a bank with SBI, right? I used to do a lot of transactions with SBI. Means I had account with them. I used to deposit. All right. I used to do many things with SBI. I used to bank with SBI. So a bank can be used as a noun, or bank can also be used as a verb. So here no change in spelling, no change in pronunciation, but change in meaning. Sometimes pronunciation may change. So zero derivation means no change in spelling, but change in meaning. We do not derive any new word from the existing word, but the same existing word can be used with many other meaning. I can give one more example, like fair. So the in my previous lecture I talked about different meanings of this, right? Fair means festival, fair means color, right? And fair means honesty. So different meanings. No change in the spelling and no change in the pronunciation. That is what is called zero derivation. No prefixing to the existing word or no suffixing to the existing word. No deletion or no, we don't do anything. We take the word as it is and use with different meaning. This is what is called zero derivation or conversion. So conversion refers to the process of changing or converting the class of word without changing its form. Form won't be changed. Structure won't be changed. Spelling won't be changed. But the only change in meaning. That is what is called conversion or zero derivation. Now, the eighth one under the process of word formation is abbreviation, right? In this, we'll be looking at the difference between abbreviation and acronym. What is abbreviation and what are the examples for that? And what is an acronym? How it is different from abbreviation? And there is one more called initialism. Most of us, use these three as synonyms. What are those three? Abbreviations, acronyms, and initialism also. Abbreviations, acronyms, and initialism. Most of us use these three as synonyms, but there is slight difference between these two. We'll be talking about initialism later. So what is an abbreviation? So an abbreviation is the shortened form of a word or phrase intended to speed up communication and or use fewer symbols. So abbreviations or shortened forms. Why do we use shortened forms? To speed up communication. Whether it is written, especially in written, we use these abbreviation. In if you use this abbreviations in spoken communication, you may get confused. So that's why most of the time these abbreviations are used in the written language. So abbreviations are the shortened form of word or phrase which is used to speed up the communication. We are living in the rapidly changing the world. Even the communication also is being changing. New words are entering, right? Every day. So abbreviations or shortened forms which are used to speed up our communication, and these abbreviations are normally used in the written communications, right? And you do not find symbols in the abbreviations, pictures or something like that, right? So look at the examples. um, Normally some people, especially when the match is going on between two countries, you might have seen on the TV or somewhere, right? We have a match on 30th of this September, right? Between India and Australia. If you write that, we will write like this: India vs Australia. So here VS is an abbreviation which means versus India versus Australia. To speed up our communication, just we simply say that India vs Australia. But while uh, talking to others, we say that India versus Australia. But while writing on a piece of paper or showing on a TV, we say India vs Australia, right? And DEPT is well known abbreviation for department, uh, and GOVT, government, APPROX, approximately. These are all the abbreviations, and the extended form is mentioned against each one of the abbreviation, right? Approximately, ASAP, ASAP, as soon as possible. This abbreviation is used in the business transactions, right? As soon as possible. Instead of writing as soon as possible, it's a lengthy sent word or a sent phrase, right? Instead of writing this much lengthy one, they simply mention ASAP in at the end of in the business emails. This C/O, care of, I've already mentioned there. DYE, do it yourself. EST, established. You might have seen on many signboards. IARE, EST in 1998. Their EST means established. Instead of writing established in full form, that abbreviation is well known to all. That's why they simply mention EST. Even on the letterheads, you would find EST means established. ETA, estimated time of arrival. MISC, miscellaneous. And RSVP, it's a French term which means please reply. So abbreviations or shortened forms which are used to speed up communication, right? And there is no particular way of writing abbreviations, right? But if you are using abbreviation, that must be easy to understand, and that must be known to all others, right? Now let's move on to the next one: acronym. What is an acronym? So acronym is the process whereby a new word is formed from the initial letters of the constituent words of a phrase or sentence. So acronyms of is a word, right? Acronyms are formed from the initial letter of each word of certain things. For example, look at this North Atlantic Treaty Organization. The acronym for that is NATO, which is well known throughout the world. So this NATO is formed from the initial letters of each word. N from North, A from Atlantic, and T from Treaty, and O from, or by combining these initial letters, we have got the acronym NATO. So acronym is the process whereby new words are formed from the initial letters of the constituent words of phrase or sentence. This is how we form the acronym. How did I form the acronym NATO here? By taking the initial letter of each word in that sentence. Now, United Unidentified Flying Object, UFO, right? It's an acronym for unidentified flying object. Research and Analysis Wing, RAW, right? This is the acronym for the Research and Analysis Wing. In the word research, I took R, and in the word analysis, A, and the initial letters of each word, right? And in the wing, W. So by combining these initial letters of these three, we've got the acronym RAW. So acronym is the process of uh, writing a word by taking the initial letters of each word. Federal Bureau of Investigation, right? FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation. Personal Identification Number, PIN. Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, IARE, IIT. The number of examples are there for acronyms. Now, look at the last one under the formation of word processes. What is that? Clipping. So this is the last one in the process of word formation. What is clipping? So look at the meaning I mentioned there in the word in the slide. Clipping is the process of forming a new word by clipping off part of an existing word. Clipping means, if you look at the picture I mentioned, you would find scissors, right? We scissor the word, we cut certain part of the word to form a new word. That is what is called clipping. This is very popular in English language to create new words, right? Clipping is cutting off certain part of a word to create a new word, right? That's why I mentioned scissors there on the slide. So for example, we got the word exam from the longer word examination. Here we have cut the last part of the word INATION. This is clipped off. This is cut off to create new word exam. Exam, the word exam has come from the word examination. How did we get the word exam? By deleting the last part of the word in the word examination, or removing the last part of the word examination, right? So clipping is a way of creating new words by cutting off the last part of the word, or by removing the last part of the existing word, or by deleting the last part of the existing word. Let us understand this with the example, more examples. So you know the meaning of clipping. I mentioned the meaning again here. It is the process of forming a new word by clipping off part of an existing word. You know that. I mentioned the same examples in the previous slide also. Let's move on to types of clipping. What are different types of clipping? As I told you, clipping means cutting off certain part of the word, removing certain part of the word, deleting certain part of the word. So keep this in your mind, and let's look at the types of clipping. What are different types of clipping? The first one is final or back clipping. It means back clipping is when the back half of your word is deleted. If you delete the back part of the word, then you'll get a new word. So how? Look at the first type of under clipping, that is final or back clipping, or you can say final cutting, or back cutting, or final removal of final part, or removal of back part. So this is the first type of under clipping. So for example, in the word memorandum, if you take the word memorandum, so I'm cutting off the last part of that word. What is that last part? Random. R-A-N-D-U-M. If you cut off this word, you will see memo. That remains. So we have got the word memo from the word memorandum. How did we get the word memo? By uh, uh, by using the back clipping or final clipping, simply by removing the last part of that word. What is the last part in the word memorandum? Random. If you remove that last part random from memorandum, then there exists only the word memo. Now, advertisement. If you remove the last part in the advertisement, then ad remains. So we have got the new word ad with the back back clipping. And we've got gas from the word gasoline. How did we get the word gas? By using the process of back clipping. So I removed or deleted or clipped off O-L-I-N-E from the gasoline. Then there remains the initial part, gas. Here I am removing the back part, a final part. If you remove the final part of the existing word, that is called back clipping. So here are the example. Public house. If I say that public house, no one will understand. But if the moment I say pub, everyone will get a picture into their mind. So the word pub has come by using the back clipping. The full word for that is public house. In that word public house, I back clipped L-I-C and H-O-U-S-E. Right? I cut off the back final part of that word, and then I got the word pub. I got the word by using the final clipping process. Right? Now, gymnasium is the full word, but no one say gymnasium now. Just simply say gym. How did we get the word gym? With the back clipping. In the gymnasium, I cut off N-A-S-I-U-M, which is the last part. There remains the word G-Y-M. Right? And information. Everyone used to say nowadays info, which means information. How did we get that word info? We got that word info with the process of back clipping. Cablegram. If I say cablegram, you immediately ask me what is that. But the moment I say cable, you're pretty comfortable and you can easily understand that. But the full word for that is cablegram. So from that, by using the back clipping, I got the cable. I removed gram. I clipped off gram. I cut off gram. And facsimile. If I say facsimile, very few people know that. But the moment I say fax, right, you will get the image into your mind. So how did I get the word fax? I get this word by using the process of back clipping or final clipping. Pianoforte. If I say that pianoforte, no one knows. But if I say piano, everyone knows it. How did I get the word piano? By using the process of back clipping. I removed forte from pianoforte and then there remains the word piano. And chimpanzee, right? Clipped off the last part of that word, A-N-Z-G-E. So chim has got from the process of back clipping. So we are looking at different types of clipping. Under that we have seen final or back clipping, and we have seen the final clipping or back clipping with the examples. Right? Now come to the second type under the types of clipping, and second one is initial or fore clipping. If you remove certain part of the of word at the beginning, then that is called initial clipping. Cutting off initial part of the word, removing the front part of the word, deleting the beginning of the word is called initial clipping. Now look at the examples for the initial clipping. So robot. So in that the initial part is RO, RO. So that RO is cut off or removed or clicked off, then we got the word both. We simply say both now. Telephone. No one saying telephone now. Everyone saying phone now. How did we get the word phone? By using initial clipping, right? I cut off the initial part tele and there remains the word phone, right? This is created by using the initial clipping. Alligator, gator, removed alley, which is an initial part of the word alligator. University, we simply say varsity now, right? Motorbike, we simply say bike. We clipped off motor, which is the initial part in the word motorbike. Aeroplane, we simply say plane. We cut off the initial part aero, right? Fountain pen, no one knows now that. We know only pen. But we got that word pen by clipping off the initial part of that word fountain pen. The fountain is removed and we use only pen now, which is created by using the initial clipping or fore clipping. Pressure cooker, no one says pressure cooker now, everyone says cooker, but the full word of that utensil is pressure cooker. And we got cooker by using initial clipping. I removed pressure from the pressure cooker and I got cooker, right? So these are the examples for the second type of clipping, which is initial clipping or fore clipping. And now the third type of clipping is mid clipping. What is this mid clipping? Means removing certain parts from the middle of the word. So first part is back clipping, means removing the back part of the word to create a new word. Second type is removing the initial part, which is called fore clipping. Now third type under clipping is mid clipping. What is mid clipping? When the beginning and end of a word are clipped to form a new word. See there, in the word influenza, I remove the initial part and the ending part of that word, then there remains the middle part. So in the word influenza, we simply say flu, right? But the full word of that is influenza. So the word flu has come by using the process of mid clipping. I removed the initial part and the ending part. What is existed there? The middle part. So this is what is called middle clipping. Middle clipping means removing the front and back part of a certain word and using the remaining, which is there in the middle, right? Remaining middle part will remain and we use that middle part to our communication. We create new word by removing the front and back part of a certain words and use the middle part of the word for our communication, which is called mid clipping. Look at some more example. Refrigerator. In this, I cut off or clipped off the front part re and the back part rater. What remains there? Fridge. Everyone says fridge. No one says now refrigerator because they think that it is a lengthy word. That's why they simply say fridge. Do you have fridge at home? Right? No one will ask you, do you have refrigerator at home? Because the world has been changing, language has been changing, language has been simplified for a fast communication, right? Now, prescription. We cut off the initial part and the last part. What remains? The middle part is remains. What is that? Script. So we say script. The new word script has come from prescription. How did we get the word script from the prescription? We use the mid clipping, removed front part and back part of the word. Pyjamas, we removed the front part of that word and there ends jams, right? And the last one under the clipping is compound clipping or complex clipping. What is this compound clipping or complex clipping? It involves clipping more than one word to form a new word, right? So, sci-fi, scientific fiction. So we use only one part of a first word and another part of the second word. Sci-fi, sitcom, situational comedy, sit from situational and com from comedy. And paratrooper, para from parachute and uh, OOPR from trooper. So we have seen the meaning of the clipping and different types of uh, clipping. Now, if you look at these words, you can see, you can tell me how these words are formed, right? Van has come from caravan, psycho from psychopath, fax from facsimile, jammies from pajamas, net from internet. These are all examples for different clipping. So in this lecture, we have seen uh, the process of word formation, and in the beginning, we looked at, as I told you, this is a continuation of my previous lecture. In the previous lecture, I discussed four types of word formation methods, or four ways of forming words. And in this lecture, I started discussing the fifth type of word formation, that is blending. We've seen the meaning of blending, right, with all the examples. And next, derivation with examples. Next, conversion or zero derivation. We've seen the meaning and types of conversions, and then moved on to discussing abbreviations. We've seen the meaning of abbreviation and acronyms, and we've seen the difference between these two with examples. And the last one is clipping. We've seen meaning and types of clipping uh, in this. So, with this lecture, I am thankful to you for watching and bearing me in listening to my lecture. Thank you very much.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.